All right, guys, this is Don Spear with Game Time Streaming, welcoming you back. This is a finals match in level one. Nakia Davis versus Jordan Witten. Jordan is sitting king seat, so if Nakia wants to win this, he's gonna have to double dip. I'm here in the booth with Jeremiah Millar. How you doing today, Jeremiah?
Hey, Don, always great to be back. Thanks for having me. Much more relaxing behind the mic than it is up at the toe line. So, doing great and excited to call this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a different vibe when you're back here. You can make mistakes and not be kicking yourself afterwards, like I just did on the microphone. But yeah, we've got two really good players coming up right now. Nakia's really been putting in a lot of time, and his practice is really starting to pay off.
Talking about making mistakes, Don and I were having a conversation before this. I think it is airworthy. Don, I think you just had a matchup against this gentleman, did you not?
Yeah, I played him one match before the king seat, and he got me. We went 3 legs, and he won the diddle by hitting a dead center bull, and I wasn't able to match it. And unfortunately, he just decided not to miss in game 3, and when you're throwing second, you've got to make some decisive decisions if you want to give yourself a chance.
I think that's the piece that's very interesting to me. I pride myself on being a student of the game, being able to count darts, and sometimes you just have to make decisions that are maybe outside the standard or norm in order to give yourself shots. So I got to ask the question, when he wins the bull and he's playing well and he opens, I'm assuming he opened hat trick, what was your first 3 darts?
Yeah, my first 3 were at the bull. I hit 2, I missed 1, and my thought process was, maybe this is my fault, but I'm not expecting him to throw perfect, essentially perfect. He did miss 1 dart, but it wasn't enough to change the throw or anything throughout the game. So my thought process was just try to match him all the way down and see what happens at the out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're playing a good opponent and he's stroking well, obviously he just hit a pee hole, so he's dialed in on the bullseyes. You're good enough that I feel like you have to take a shot at the 9 darter, because other than that, you're waiting on your opponent to make a mistake, and that's the loneliest place to be in darts, is hoping for a mistake instead of taking control of the game.
Yeah, and generally speaking, whenever you're waiting for your opponent to make a mistake, and it really doesn't matter what level they're at, it's generally not a good position to be in. So I totally understand that mindset. If I go up and hit a 180, if nothing else, maybe he starts thinking, man, what's going on here?
Yeah, the other side of that is, armchair quarterback, obviously continuing to putting pressure on your opponent. You hope that he tightens up a little, makes a mistake that you can capitalize. But with this format being full bullseye, a guy going first can afford a few mistakes, not just one. So, and here we see it, right? They're playing the finals, and Jordan opens with a hat trick. Darts are looking great. Nakia's just got to me, he's good enough. He should be starting on the 20s. Doesn't hurt if you hit a 120 here.
Yeah, and realistically, if you miss the first triple 20, there's nothing wrong. You can switch back to the bullseyes, and when it comes down to the last round for your out, it's not going to affect your out by more than 30 darts or 30 points if you're throwing perfect, because you're expecting your opponent to be there too. So at the end of the day, that first dart, if it hits, then you stay on it. If you miss it, then you go back to the bullseyes and resume.
That's exactly right, Don. So you see in the first series of darts, Davis was a little confused. He had a bad bounce out, had a weak opening, and you can just see Jordan is really kind of settling in. He's comfortable. Down to 231 after 6. I can't see this going any way but Jordan's way for the first leg.
Yeah, starting with 5 straight bullseyes, and even the miss was a good one, falling into the 20. So leaving himself pretty secure here. He's got a 208-point lead after just 2 rounds, but Nakia hasn't thrown his second set of 3.
Yeah, now Nakia is obviously playing well. You've seen the miss was only 1 hole out. So if I'm him in the 2 hole, knowing my opponent's throwing well with the start, you're really just kind of getting zoned in, getting the feel, and you're getting ready for the second leg. Because at the end of the day, if everyone holds throw, you're coming down to a cork again. So you gotta just stay there, and you gotta keep your mind right.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're breaking throw at when you get deep into a tournament like this, especially on bullseyes, if you don't have the throw, you're just really holding on. Unless you're just throwing a perfect game, so just hold on, stay composed, and keep your head together. And if he happens to miss, take advantage of that miss. But if not, just prepare for when you start the next leg, and that's just kind of the way it is at this level.
Yeah, and you seen Davis miss the third one. He did get an unfavorable carom off the other two, which were low in the bowl. Just begs for a third one. No reason why he shouldn't get three. But you see Jordan, he's getting a little wayward. So he was extremely strong in the first 6 darts. Little to the right, but it recovers well with 2 darts, and he's in a great position to take this first leg down.
Yeah, really only goal here from Nakia is just maximum points here, just to try to apply as much pressure as you possibly can and pray for a miss. But like we said, he was throwing second, so even if you don't win this leg, it's okay. You just got to stay focused, and the good thing is he was able to lock back in, scored a good score with the last 2 darts, but it's really setting him up well for the next leg if Jordan does take this out.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Dart 1 for Davis was not my favorite because he shot at the 19. Well, it didn't matter. Jordan, nice 2 dart out, 19, double 20. But you just want to get ready for the next leg. So why not throw the hat trick, get the feel, because here you go. This is an important 3 dart open. So why not give yourself some confidence going into this turn?
Yeah, for sure. And really job here, Nakia, is just thinking, just stay straight. Nothing crazy. We don't need high tons. Just shove 3 in the bullseye and let Jordan have to deal with it, just like Jordan did to him in the first leg.
Yeah, and you see the first dart here, little low. That's a signal someone that's tight, but a great next dart 2 and 3. I feel like when you take too much time in that first dart, you allow yourself to get a little tight, and if you're gonna miss on that first dart, it's gonna be low for sure.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed with Nakia, he's a really solid player. He puts a lot of time into practice. Sometimes a negative effect of that can be you kind of live and die on every dart, and you can really see it in his face. If he just misses just by a couple of holes, it's almost heartbreaking to him. And if he could just kind of adapt and start taking that more in stride, I think you'd really see a big jump. And right as I say that, he buries another hat trick. So great shot there.
Yeah, I feel like, I played Nakia I think we were playing in the finals of the steel tip 4-man, right? And to be honest with you, he was focused, he was energetic. And when you have that intensity, it really replaces the nerves. So sometimes if you're an intense player, if you don't have that intensity and you're timid, it's not good for you. And, Jordan responds well. He's perfect through 6, and really, Nakia has got to hit a bullseye here, and he's got to get up. Now, just as I say that, that's an unfortunate miss and puts the darts in Jordan's hand.
Yeah, and I was going to give Nakia some credit there. After that first dart miss, he didn't flinch, and he went right back and hit the bullseye. But again, just see him walking back, shaking his head, which I get it. I mean, everybody does it. I understand, but if he can find a way to get through that, and something that I've been working on personally, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this as well, is, I used to be a super intense player, and when I was riding high, it was great, but the problem was you get so high that you end up having a low right after. So I've been trying to, everybody tries to limit your lows, but what I've been trying to do is kind of temper down my highs, and it prevents the low moments for me as well. So that's something I've been focusing on. I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
Yeah, there's something to be said for controlling the emotion at the board. I will tell you that you have to recognize what type of player you are. And I am at my best when I'm a high-intensity player, so I need to ride those highs as long as I can. And if I... Oh, sorry, let me take a stab here at this. Look at that.
Amber,
Jordan, it just absolutely executes, 41.75, throws a 12-darter. And honestly, is that the match, Don?
That was it.
Wow, I apologize, guys. I thought that I would have put more attention on that shot, but I thought it was a race to 3. So, Jordan putting a 12-darter in the decider to not let Nakia Davis have a shot at the 85 was absolutely impressive shot.
Yeah, and against the throw, that's what you're going to need to do there. And he was able to do it. And Nakia just missed one too many darts and opened the door for Jordan. And Jordan was quick to walk through. So congratulations, Jordan Witten, winner of the level 1 singles 01. So big shot, big game there. And he looked great all day.
Yeah, these are the things that you can't emulate when it comes to practice routines. Getting in the trenches, feeling those pressure shots in the moment, and being able to execute as Jordan did with was that a 12 darter, Don, that he ended up putting 11, together there? 11 dart. To me, 11, 12, one in the same. It's 4 turns to the Aki, and if you can do that in the 2-hole, you're going to win a lot more than you lose.
Yeah, I mean, essentially you're forcing the first player to go out in 12, and when you're throwing at bullseye, is a perfect to 10 dart game. So you've got basically 2 misses that you can have, but after that, you're really in danger. So great job by Jordan keeping the pressure on. Big game to win the title. So great game at the perfect time too.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things, especially in such a short format. You've got a race to 2. Full bullseye. You really can't afford to make a mistake, and Jordan kind of showed that, right? A great cork, great first leg, stayed tight, and there wasn't a time that he gave Nakia Davis a chance to breathe. Kept the pressure on him the entire second leg. So, I mean, it doesn't get much better from a performance perspective.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. 0 breathing room there, and it just kind of, the pressure crushed him a little bit. I mean, Nakia didn't throw bad. He threw a 34. It's not like he had a terrible game, but just enough to open the door for Jordan. So give us just a couple of minutes here, guys. We will have another match coming up. I know I think the 3rd, 4th match is playing for Masters right now. So I imagine we'll have the 3rd place, 2nd place semifinals match for Masters probably coming up next. So hang around and keep an eye out for us.